Carry on Component 1 Aim A. Lesson 3 is based on to examine the way enterprises measure success. The learning intentions for today's lesson are to understand the methods of how an enterprise measures success, to analyse the benefits and drawbacks of these methods, and to apply these methods to enterprises and scenarios. This will be the last lesson focusing on Component 1 Aim A. For this lesson, we're going to look at how enterprises measure success. Methods of measuring success are what the reputation of the business is like and whether the customers are satisfied, what their market share is like, so what percentage of the market do they own, survival, whether they're surviving or not, sales volume and sales value, so sales volume is how many products they sell, and sales value is how much each purchase is worth in pounds. Making a living, so are they making a living for themselves? Are they having a good lifestyle for the entrepreneur? And profit, are they making profit or not, or are they making a loss? Research and complete the definitions for the following key terms: survival, sales volume, sales value, market share, profit, reputation. And then the two challenge definitions are customer satisfaction and liquidity ratio. A good place to start for definitions is BBC Bitesize or Tutor to You. Measuring survival is based on the number of years an enterprise has traded. The first 5 years of a business are usually the most challenging. The longer an enterprise trades for, the more successful it has been. Okay, so the question to you is, why might it be hard for businesses to survive in the first few years? Think about why most businesses fail. Well, it's because they don't have enough cash flow in their business. And also, when you set up a new business, a lot of people don't have a lot of money, so they use their own assets to set up the business, which is obviously a big risk. So it's hard for businesses to survive financially because, one, it's taking a big risk, and two, they often put a lot of their personal assets into the business. Okay, so the activity is to list 4 advantages of an entrepreneur having a comfortable life. So this could be something like, if an entrepreneur has a good way of life, then they're going to be more happy in their job, which means that they're going to perform better, those kinds of things. Sales volume is the number of sales that have been made. This can be measured through the number of customers or transactions taking place. Sales value is the amount each customer spends. The higher the value, the more likely it is that the enterprise is doing well. Enterprises often have objectives of increasing the value of sales per customer. This is one way to be more successful. Can you think of a sales objective an enterprise might set itself? An example of this could be to increase sales for the next year by a certain amount, or to increase the number of customers that come through the door, or it could be to try and increase the amount each customer spends. Market share is the percentage of a market that an enterprise controls. For example, if an enterprise has £10,000 worth of a business per year of the car washing market in an area where the market is worth £100,000 per year, they have 10% of that market. What I would like you to do is find the market share that Apple has in the phone industry. You should be able to find this really easily on Google. Measuring profit shows the success of an enterprise. There are many different liquidity ratios you need to measure this. As profits go up, the enterprise measures success. However, it is also important for an enterprise to have enough cash available, An enterprise can sometimes find itself in a situation where it is making healthy profits in the long term, but there is not enough cash in the business short term. I've written the key formulas down on the slide. So profit equals sales revenue minus total costs. Total cost is fixed cost plus variable cost, and sales revenue equals units sold times selling price. This is component 3 A and B work, but what I would want you to do is I want you to try and use it for this lesson. So for the next slide, you've got an activity. I want you to write down the key formulas so that you can use them for the next activity. Local Takeaway sells 300 takeaways a week, which equates to 1,200 a month at an average cost of £20 per customer. Its fixed costs are £4,000 a month and its variable costs are £7,000 a month. Using the formulas on the previous page to help you, work out the company's profit and show your working out below. Okay, so do you think the business is a success based on the information? If you got a profit, that the business made profit, then it would be successful. If you worked out that the business was at a loss, then it wouldn't be successful. To explain your answer, what I'd like you to do is just justify whether they were profitable or not. So you could say, I think the business is a success based on the amount of profit they made last year. Measuring customer satisfaction and the reputation of a business can help an SME work out if it's successful or not. If the enterprise is doing well, it is likely to have a good reputation and customers will tell their friends and family to use their services. If customers are unhappy and tell others, it may lead them to avoiding the enterprise. This could lead to a decrease in sales and cause serious problems for the business. Do you know what this is called in business terms? When customers tell their family and friends to use a business's services. Write your answer in the bubble below. Scenario: think about what you would do in this situation and how this might impact on the business. For example, if you've received no help in a store when asked a member of staff for help, how would you feel about this and how would you react? Match the type of customer service that a customer receives to the consequences of how this could affect the enterprise. Draw a line to match them below. Some examples of businesses. What I would like you to do is suggest which method of measuring success, so survival, making a living, sales, profit, reputation / customer satisfaction or market share, that you think is the most important measure for them. Write your answers next to each of the businesses below. A few things to help you. Businesses such as charities probably won't be focusing on sales or profit because they're non-profit organisations. Bigger, large businesses such as supermarkets or leading UK retailers will be focusing on profit, sales, market share, things that are going to make them more competitive in the market. Newer businesses will be focusing on making a living and survival. And then more personal businesses such as childcare and childminders, they'll be focusing on probably reputation and customer satisfaction because people need to be able to trust them with their children. In this week's lesson, there'll be a quiz on Show My Homework on Friday, which needs to be completed after you've done the lesson.